welcome everyone. I'm Chuck Niswonger with Realcomm. I'm here with Mike Sroka, CEO and co-founder of Dealpath. Welcome, Mike.
Chuck, thank you very much for having me. Wonderful to be here at Realcomm.
Tell me what you think so far.
I think it has been a fantastic event and really fun getting to celebrate the 25 years of Realcomm. We've been thrilled to be participating for 9 years now and have watched the conference continue to grow. This was really fantastic.
You took away a Digi Award.
Yes, we are really honored to be recognized with the Digi Award. Very exciting for the Dealpath team, and again, really want to thank Realcomm for the recognition and our clients and partners for all of our work together.
Well, I'm going to come back on that subject of the Dealpath data ingestion, the reason for that award. We're going to cover that before we finish today. But first, tell me a little bit about your journey, because I think some of our live audience and our viewing audience might not know that you were so involved in Zynga, social gaming. So how did we go from Zynga to co-founder of Dealpath?
You know, Dealpath is really my careers coming together. When I started my career out of undergrad, I went to work for a very large real estate private equity firm. And that's where I was first exposed to real estate transactions and how large-scale private equity groups are managing data. I very unexpectedly kind of got pulled into software development, which led me out to the Bay Area and have been building venture-backed software companies for the past 15 years or so. Some of those adventures included social gaming and Zynga, which I actually saw a Farmville machine out on the floor earlier. But I think bringing that back, former colleagues and friends in real estate continued to ask for solutions and tools, and really got to use some of those learnings from building consumer applications to partner with them and build out solutions for real estate. We co-founded Dealpath 9 years ago now, and have been methodically building it out since, with so much work ahead, which we're really excited for.
I think that, I thought when I first heard the social gaming part, I thought maybe it was because that was what you were doing in college so much that you just got into it so well. You mentioned co-founding Dealpath 9 years ago.
That's right.
Software development was not necessarily that easy, especially with a fintech background. You must have realized there were some gaps in the industry.
That is what we were really observing, and we did so much client and market research to kind of understand the landscape that I'd been a part of previously, but really getting to see a broader view of that. In 2014, proptech wasn't a term yet. I think we still called it real estate software services, and there was some incumbent players that have played a key role for a long time, but there wasn't a lot of development happening. Since then, we've seen an explosion of investment in development and what we now call proptech. We've gone through this adoption wave, now starting to see consolidation, and it's just been a really exciting time as proptech has really emerged. It's a kind of period of time as real estate goes through this belated and very accelerated digital transformation.
Now I know with, you mentioned $10 trillion in transactions. Not only that, but you're now answerable to venture capitalists, I think, right? How does that feel? I mean, for me, if I were to take that kind of an investment, I'd be a little nervous about how we're doing it and the responsibility associated with that partnership.
We're excited about it. We take it very seriously. We were thrilled last year after Realcomm to close our Series C fundraising, which was led by Morgan Stanley, a $43 million investment. And the numbers are getting big and real. And we just want to stay really focused on the solutions to our clients and build a healthy business that continues to compound value.
So does it put a lot more pressure on you as the CEO to answerable to that?
I don't think about it that way, but I think our team is competitive and wants to build great solutions, and we now have more and more resources to do that. We have more responsibilities to our clients and our other partners, and want to continue to grow together.
It's incredible. I think some of the pieces that come to my mind, I remember being in commercial real estate, sitting in the acquisitions meetings with spreadsheets handed out to everyone, and that's how they went through their deals. And it was a meeting every week, usually lasted 3 hours, 25 people crammed into a room, going deal by deal by deal on a spreadsheet. It's come a long way.
It has, and that's really the gap that we saw, was that there weren't really a lot of tools designed for the front office of the buy side, and whether it's teams that are working on acquisitions and dispositions, development projects, debt financing. To date, they had really cobbled together things that weren't designed for that important work. Teams were managing their pipelines in Excel, They had Word document checklists for diligence and closing. And as the industry has continued to grow up and scale, in order to operate at larger scale with speed and precision, you really need purpose-built tools and solutions. And that's what we've been building out.
Now, how about integration partners? You can't do this by yourself.
Absolutely, and we see that as a core part of our strategy, is that we've really been built from the ground up as an open platform designed for interoperability. Dealpath provides a third-party API and developer portal. We support ETL, bulk uploads, exports. We have native integrations too. So we really view our role as being the center of a modern real estate tech stack, and want to make sure that firms are able to leverage the other point solutions and tools that they need, both upstream and downstream from us.
And I think that kind of allows us to circle back a little bit on this idea of data ingestion. And one of the things that I mentioned before when we had our call preparing for this was, I do recall that it seemed like deals had some kind of a recognizable pattern where some of them would be eliminated right away and others would begin to go through the acquisition maturation process, term sheet signed, letter of intent, moving towards closing. Sometimes they would fall off for a variety of reasons. But it would seem to me, and I think it would seem logical, that a deal either fits well into a portfolio or a particular fund of assets, or it doesn't. And artificial intelligence and machine learning could probably predict some of that. So how are you integrating some of that, or how does it look like for the future of a machine learning and artificial intelligence in this level of analytics?
It's been a big part of our business for years now, and increasingly the amount of innovation is incredible. A few things that we have observed is that real estate, of course, is well known as a document-heavy business. And there's so much information that gets trapped in documents, and a lot of time, money, and energy spent trying to get important information out of documents, and sometimes also back into them. That is a problem space that we think that machine learning and artificial intelligence is very well designed to help solve. So reducing the friction of getting that data in and out of documents. From there, I think, is some of the predictive analytics that you're talking about,
right.
And another really big opportunity for the industry. We believe that the future of real estate investment management will certainly be more programmatic portfolio management and transaction execution, but it's going to take a lot of work to get there. And the first steps are, how do we help organize and structure all of the data that these firms have and have access to, and start visualizing it so that they can be more data-driven in their decision making, and start automating the steps along the way. That is what we're working on.
Okay. Now, I would say too, and there's been some conversations here in some of the sessions, proptech has a lot of competitors in this space. So the Dealpath itself has competitors, and there's pros and cons. How do you differentiate, or how would you tell a client that Dealpath is differentiated from some of your competitors?
Something that's important for us is focus. And so we are purpose-built for real estate investment management, and we support institutional investors on this part of their business. So we do not do everything for everyone, but we are really focused on the right solutions for those use cases. I think that is our kind of greatest superpower, is that focus. And other businesses might have started in other areas, or have a different strategy and approach. But I think that being purpose-built for real estate investment management, really focus on the front office and these specific needs, is where we can provide value and provide value to our clients.
Does that indicate then that there's room for everyone to do well in this industry, or is it more moving towards potential mergers and acquisitions and that?
I do think that we're entering into a really healthy consolidation phase, that there's been this explosion of investment and development. There's now thousands of different point solutions. Clients can't manage that many different tools and that many different vendors. And so there's going to be things that are getting more traction that I think that resources will end up kind of congregating around. And at the end of the day, there will be more solutions, but maybe a group of platforms that are more dominant.
Maybe in our last 30 seconds here, how about your ideal client?
So for us right now, we're big fans of minimizing variables, and we do focus on firms that are headquartered in North America. We typically look at firms that have assets under management of greater than $1 billion. And those use cases of acquisitions, dispositions, development, and debt financing are the parts of their business that we can really support. Now, I think that we're respectful and excited about lots of other things, but that's our wheelhouse where we're focused today.
Okay, well, you heard it from Mike Sroka, CEO and co-founder of Dealpath. I'd say people be sure and check out what you have to offer, and make them part of your vendor selection process.
Thank you very much. Chuck, thank you.
Enjoy.
Appreciate it.